confession time. I have a closet door that's been broken for 2 years. Not fell off the hinge broken, just open, permanently. It doesn't close anymore. And every single day I walk past it, and every single day I think, yeah, I'll fix that. I have not fixed that. This isn't really about the door, though. It's about the gym membership from January, the book I'm almost done with, the side project that's going to be huge eventually. If you've got a version of this, a door, a drawer, a soon you've been saying for way too long, there's an actual reason for it, and it's not laziness. It even has a name. Psychologists call it the Puer Aeternus, which is Latin for the eternal boy, which is a very fancy way of saying man-child, which is what we're all actually here for. And the part that genuinely caught me off guard, it has nothing to do with intelligence. Some of the sharpest people you'll ever meet are deep in this thing. It's not a smarts problem. It's a very specific, very explainable freedom problem. Let's get into it. Okay, here's the trap in one sentence. You start treating your own life like a waiting room. Psychologists actually call this living provisionally, which just means nothing you're currently doing actually counts, because the real version of your life is coming later, obviously. The job, just a stepping stone. The apartment, temporary, duh. The relationship, also somehow temporary, even 6 years in, even with a shared lease and a joint Spotify account. And here's why that matters so much. If nothing is real yet, nothing can actually fail yet. So you never give anything your full effort, because full effort means it's real now, and real things can lose. And here's the part that sneaks up on you. While you're doing this, you start watching everyone else from this weird distance, like you're better than the whole system. Your friend gets promoted, cool, but he's stuck in the rat race. Your other friend gets married, nice, but he's settling. Meanwhile, you're just sitting in the parking lot of your own life, engine off, telling yourself you're just waiting for the real race to start. You're not above it, man. You're just not in it. So why does this happen? Like, why does anyone end up like this? Here's the part that actually surprised me. It almost never starts with laziness. It starts with being told you were special. Maybe you were the smart kid, the one who didn't have to study, the one a teacher pulled you aside and said, you could do anything you want. And that feels incredible at age 10. The problem is your entire identity quietly gets built on potential instead of results. And adulthood does not care about potential at all. Adulthood only rewards did the thing badly 12 times in a row until it got slightly less bad. So the first rejection email shows up, the first bad performance review, the first time some 22-year-old who's objectively less talented than you just straight up outperforms you. And that doesn't feel like a normal setback. It feels like proof that the special kid was never actually that special. So your brain does the thing brains do when your ego's under attack. It protects you, automatically, no permission required. And the way it protects you is genuinely sneaky. It just makes sure you never try hard enough to actually find out the truth. Because a dream you never fully test can never lose. That little protection scheme shows up in 3 very specific, very recognizable ways. The first one's the one almost nobody admits to, but everybody does it. It's everyone else's fault. The economy's bad, the market's rigged, your boss just doesn't get you. And sometimes, genuinely, that's true. The world isn't always fair. But the world isn't fair has this sneaky way of turning into, so there's no point trying. And that's the actual trap. Because the second your circumstances get full ownership of your life, you don't have to take any. You get to be the victim of the story instead of an actual character in it, which feels safer. It is not safer. It's just slower. Then there's the run that doesn't even look like a problem because it looks like love. Relationships start out easy, fun, 0 stakes. And then they ask for something real, a label, a plan, where is this actually going? And suddenly you're a private investigator building a case against this perfectly nice person. Their laugh's a little annoying, they text too much, they're just not quite right. And here's the part nobody mentions. Sometimes you don't even leave. You just quietly let them take over everything. The planning, the decisions, the responsibility. You stay, you just stop participating. And the last one, this one's quiet. You do this one alone, at night. Nobody else even sees it. Something stressful happens. A bill, a deadline, a conversation you've been avoiding for 3 weeks. And instead of dealing with it, you open a game, or you scroll, or you rewatch a show you've already seen twice. Not to relax, to numb. In the game, you're the hero, you're winning, you're competent. Then you turn it off and you're just a guy, with an unread email and a sink full of dishes that are starting to smell like consequences. That's not entertainment anymore. That's a fire exit. You're not resting, you're escaping the part of your brain that's keeping score. Okay, quick detour. Old story. Stick with me, this one's good. In Japanese mythology, there's a god named Susanoo, god of storms, insanely powerful, genuinely like top-tier talented at causing chaos. But he refuses to do his actual job, which is to govern the sea. Instead, he just cries for years. He throws full tantrums in his dad's halls, wrecks sacred rice fields out of pure boredom, and basically operates with main character energy and zero main character responsibility. And eventually, he gets thrown out of heaven entirely, not because he wasn't powerful, because power without direction just becomes destruction to everything around him, and eventually to himself. And that's exactly what happens when you confuse potential with actual ability. You can have all the talent in the world, genuinely. Nobody's questioning that part. But if you skip the boring part, the actual practice, the bad first drafts, the deeply awkward beginner phase where you're just bad at the thing, your gift just turns into noise, impressive noise, occasionally entertaining noise with absolutely nothing built underneath it. Not because you weren't talented, because talent without follow-through doesn't turn into a career. It turns into a really good origin story for a guy who never actually did anything. All right, here's where most videos tell you to just grow up. That's not advice. That's a vibe. We're not doing that here. Here's what actually works. None of it's exciting. All of it's effective. I'm sorry in advance. Let's start with the one that sounds too simple to even matter, but it's the one that quietly changes everything underneath it. Stop treating responsibility like a cage. This is the core lie your brain's been selling you, that commitment kills creativity, that structure kills the dream. It's the exact opposite, actually. A great idea with zero discipline behind it just stays a great idea forever, quietly, in your head, where it can never benefit anyone, including you. Structure isn't the enemy of your potential. It's literally the only thing that turns potential into something you can actually point to and go, I made that. Once that clicks, the next move is the one that genuinely scares people, but it's also the fastest one. Fail on purpose. Send the resume you've been sitting on for 6 months. Take the class where you'll be the worst person in the room for the first month. Ask your boss for the blunt feedback you know you won't enjoy. And here's what happens. You fail. The sky does not fall. You find out failure is actually survivable, which is the one thing your brain has been protecting you from discovering your entire adult life. After that, the boring one. Nobody wants to hear this one, but it's got the highest return of all four. Do the boring stuff on purpose. Clean the room. Actually clean it. Not shove it all in a drawer and call it clean. Pay the bill on the day it's due, not after the third reminder email guilt trips you into it. Do the unglamorous 15% of your job properly even when nobody's watching. This sounds small. It is not small. It's the fastest way to drag your brain out of the clouds and back into a life that's actually currently yours. And last, the one you genuinely cannot pull off alone, no matter how much you'd like to believe otherwise. Find someone who won't let you slide. You cannot talk yourself into discipline forever. Your brain is way too good at negotiating with itself. It will always find a perfectly reasonable sounding excuse to wait one more day. So borrow somebody else's discipline for a while. A mentor, a blunt friend, anyone who actually checks if you did the thing you said you'd do and doesn't let you talk your way out of it. None of those four moves are dramatic at all. There's no morning where you just wake up and you're suddenly fixed, suddenly disciplined, suddenly a real adult with a 401k and opinions about mulch. There's just the door, actually getting fixed, on some random Tuesday for absolutely no cinematic reason whatsoever. Jung, the guy who literally named this whole thing, wrote a line that's stuck with me ever since I read it. The greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of its parent. And if you keep living provisionally, keep waiting around for the real version of your life to start, the cost isn't just your own time. It quietly becomes the thing you hand down to the people who are watching how you handle it, whether you meant to teach them anything or not. If you saw a little too much of yourself in this one, that's fine. That's kind of the whole point. That's not an insult, that's just data. Send it to someone who's been starting Monday for the last 4 years. And if you want to keep figuring out why our brains do the weird things they do, hit subscribe. That's what we do here. See ya.